Welcome back to Have You Met Her Yet? Today I have Meghan from the Vancouver Fashion Truck. Thank
Hi,
you so much for joining me today.
thanks for having me.
You're welcome. So if you wanted to share a little bit more about yourself, maybe how you got started, how you got to where you are in your career today,
Yeah,
etc.
for sure. So I never would have thought that I would be running a fashion truck right now. Let me tell you. um, I basically never really knew what to do with my life. So it's funny. I chose my career. So I wanted to um, be a dental assistant. And how I came up with that idea was I basically closed my eyes and was on the Douglas College website and was like looking at the programs and just basically did oh, that's interesting.
Oh my goodness.
I really had no idea what to do. I didn't really have many passions growing up. I kind of, I danced a little, I cheerleaded a little. I wasn't really very good at really, well, I was good at things, but I didn't have anything that I excelled in. So I
Right.
didn't really know what to do. So I became a sterilizing assistant at a dental office. And I worked there for like 9 months. Didn't love it, but this was my choice and I was going to get experience, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the dentist that I worked for talked me into becoming a dental hygienist because you make more money than an assistant. So I was
Mm-hmm.
like, sure, sounds good, right? So then I went to dental hygiene school. That was a 3-year program. And then I started work as a dental hygienist. And I lasted for about 2 years. And I developed, well, I had anxiety, which I
Mm-hmm.
still struggle with today. So this interview is, it's hard. Um, but mainly, I think, yeah, I just wasn't passionate. I didn't love it. I didn't ever like going to work. Um, so I stopped that and I didn't know what to do with my life because I had such specialized training. So I was like, what do I do? Oh my God, I have no idea. So I just thought I did some coaching as well. So I actually have a life coaching background. I tried coaching on the side. Wasn't I love coaching mind body connectedness,
Yep.
but coaching one on one was just not for me. It didn't really fulfill me or anything like that. So I kind of stopped doing that. Still learned a lot on the side. Um, and then I was like, you know what? I learned more about kind of listening to your body,
Mm-hmm.
following your feel good, kind of playing that game of hot or cold. So I was like, what feels really good to me right now?
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I just went into this little local boutique in New Westminster where I lived, and I went in and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna apply for a job here. I'm just gonna
Mm-hmm.
get a boutique, customer service, basically minimum wage.
Yep.
Going from hygienist to that, it was like, well, um, what can you do? So I started working there, and it was fun. And I fast forward 5 years later, I was managing. I was basically running the store like it was my own.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just realized, like, what's next? I can't be here forever.
Yeah.
And there were so many things that I wanted to do and implement that I couldn't do because it wasn't my store. So I decided, I was like, man, I think maybe I need to open up my own store. This is really fun. I realized how passionate I was. I love customer service, helping people. So I was doing social media, the website, so many things. So the buying. Um, so I was like, I'm kind of good at all this stuff. I could totally do this on my own. And then I was like, well, what? I don't really want to open a store. The retail was changing a lot. A lot of stuff was going online. We used to do private shopping parties there around Christmas, and it
Right.
was so fun. You would
Mm-hmm.
have appies, and the girlfriends would come in, and they'd all shop together in the store. And I was like, how can I build a model that's kind of around this? Just kind of make it more fun.
Mm-hmm.
If anyone follows me or knows me, they know I'm very just whatever, try to have fun. Don't take life too seriously. So yeah, I was like, I just want to do something kind of like own a store, but have it just be more fun. So then I was walking down the street one day through a market, and I was like, I saw Little Bean, the bowler, the mobile trailer,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, man, that looks like, mind you, it was a sunny day and it was the summertime. So I was like, oh, sitting outside, that's where I feel the most connected when I'm outside. Sitting outside, having your own shop, being able to move around, have a different atmosphere. You're not always going to the same shop. It just felt like, wow, that would be really neat. And then I just kind of didn't think much of it again. And I was working, and I was doing, I was, I was going through this phase where I was spending 5 to 10 minutes of breathing every morning, which I should still be doing, but you know how that stuff is.
Yep.
And so I don't know, I guess I was just super connected, and I just was doing my breath work, and the thought just poofed into my mind like magic. You need to open a fashion truck.
Wow.
This was like probably 6 months after I had walked down that little marketplace outside.
Yep.
And I was like, that feels right. And that's what I did.
Very, very cool. It's honestly incredible to see how much you changed from what you initially wanted to do. Like that experience of closing your eyes, picking and choosing what career you thought was something you were meant to be doing. Um, you ended up getting in it. You weren't driven by the money or the career, etc. You kind of went from within, really listened to like what you felt was something that you were called to be doing. And it's so cool that you got inspiration from something that you saw, and eventually you just kind of like manifested it into something that you've launched, which is really cool.
Yeah.
So how long ago did you launch?
So I started um, with the business plan in 2016, and my first opening date was March 1st, 2017. So it's been over 3 years
Amazing.
now.
Very, very, very cool. So do you want to tell us a little bit about the behind the scenes process of getting the truck, getting product? What did that all kind of look like?
Yeah, so luckily, because I worked at the boutique before, I kind of knew about ordering, and yeah, I had a lot of experience with that stuff. But I wasn't ordering in the same kind of products as the other store. So I wanted to branch out and get stuff from the States, because the fashion industry in LA is a lot bigger. I knew my target market was going to be 20, 30, 40 some women. So I was thinking I want it to be fun, fresh, good quality, but good price point. I just started. Actually, I forgot about this. I was in a how to start a fashion truck Facebook group. And I did,
Oh, wow.
and yeah, and they actually had a course that I took, how to start a fashion truck. I think it was
Wow.
one of the first fashion trucks in LA. It was called Le Fashion Truck, and yeah, so I took their course and
Cool.
I learned a lot, but obviously, city, it's different in
Yeah,
Vancouver versus in LA.
definitely.
So I learned a lot from that course. And then yeah, I knew exactly the truck that I wanted. I
Hmm.
wanted it to be that kind of ice cream truck looking truck. It took me a while to figure out what it was called. I'm like,
Right, right.
truck. But that's what I learned in the course. They're like, these are the search terms you need to search for. Yeah, so found the truck on Craigslist.
Wow.
Yeah, it was an old newspaper delivery truck. got it for a very good price, needed a lot of upgrades. And yeah, I just got it. I found a carpenter guy who was amazing. He did, I had the vision and he did the build out. I mean, it's pretty easy. It's a small truck. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's really, really cool. So you mentioned that you get a lot of your product from the US. How does that work? How do you go about finding brands or finding kind of style inspiration of what you want to be selling each season?
Well, yeah, I mean, I definitely look at Pinterest.
Yeah, yeah,
I kind of know like my style. The VFT style is very like cozy, casual, easy to wear. So yeah, the I kind of try to stay. I bring in stuff that's trendy, but not too trendy. Stuff that's not going to go out of style too fast.
right.
Um, but yeah, I really quality is a big thing for me.
Hmm.
So I like bringing in local as well, but I also am very wanting to keep it different as well.
Right.
So I want to be, supporting local, and I do carry some local jewelry and stuff like that. But with the fashion and everything, I don't know. I like the very girly kind of fun, polka dots and stripes and frilly things, and so a lot of that stuff you can't get locally. Uh,
Right.
so there's a few websites that I can order from, and going down to LA and Las Vegas on buying trips is a very good way to find out all the brands and the new brands. And it's nice because I create relationships with these companies down there, and yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool. I know I've seen past Instagram stories of your buying trips, and it's really, really cool the way that you include your buyer and your audience in that. I know from the past you've had um, times where you've taken photos if people would be interested in this kind of style and that. I mean, I think it's really incredible, like I mentioned, how you've been able to bring your buyer into everything that you're doing. And I don't know if you wanted to touch on this right now, but I know one of my favorite things of watching you as a consumer is the try-on Thursdays that you have. I think is the cutest, most creative thing I've seen from a brand. So do you want to share a little bit about what that is and maybe what kind of made
Mhm.
you continue to or start to do something like that?
Yeah, so I have kind of learned about myself that I like to be as helpful as possible. And I opened the truck because I wanted to create a really fun, personalized experience. But I also wanted to be online. And I kind of want to give that as much of that kind of fun, personalized experience online as possible. So I guess because I didn't start the try-ons until last March. So it's been over a year of doing them consistently every week.
Wow.
It's so fun. People love them. So I can't stop now.
Yeah, no.
But it just, I don't know, even, I guess I was talking to some other boutique owners and how they said, try-ons are really great. And
Mhm.
there's a part of me that was like, yeah, I could do that. Everyone's doing that. Which really doesn't matter because if they're
Yep,
helpful, then that's great. And there's a reason why
absolutely.
everyone's doing them.
Yep,
And it just kind of hit
absolutely.
me one day, and I was like, yep, got to do these. Couldn't think of any other way to help people with my clothing to give them the service, right? That kind
Right, right.
of. So if I wasn't out with my truck, I was like, I need to kind of show people my products online somehow. So yeah, I came up with this idea to do a try on in a little bit of a different way that, takes a lot of editing.
Yeah, oh my goodness, I can't even imagine.
But that's just, I don't know. That's my kind of way of bringing the really helpful, personalized customer service with a dose of fun to my customers. And
Definitely.
yeah.
Yeah, no, that's really, really cool. So it seems like you were really successful doing things online before all of this happened with COVID. Are you able to share a little bit more of how that's kind of changed your business since, before a lot of your business were the truck parties that you had, or you would have your truck at different events and markets. So what does that kind of look like for you at the moment, since those things aren't something that you can kind of do?
Yeah. So yeah, it's crazy because January, February are like the months where I don't do anything in my truck. It's like planning for the year, a lot of admin work, and then March, I'm kind of supposed to hit the ground running with the truck until December.
Right.
And that is that's always been my primary selling. Like, and online has always been a secondary thing. It's just kind
Okay.
of that accessory kind of business.
Right.
Yeah, luckily because I'd been doing these try-ons and I'd got people quite comfortable shopping online, I guess, for the last year, and it's been growing. So with COVID, not being able to do anything in the truck, all of my markets until at least August, I think, are pretty much canceled. The,
Right.
the PNE is one of my biggest, and that
Right.
they're still trying to figure out a way to maybe make that happen. But I could see it, I mean, I could see it not happening. So
Yeah.
potentially I could lose all of those markets until,
Right.
until September and maybe even later. So right now, I'm definitely focusing 100% on my online store, um, which I have the time to do because I'm not having to. The
Yeah.
truck and the online business they almost feel like two separate businesses.
Right.
So in a way, just focusing 100%. I've just taken that full 2 steps into the online store, and just the truck is just. So I'm very thankful that I have that different part. And fortunately, I mean, I moved into a warehouse in October last year, so October
Mhm.
2019. So I have this warehouse now that has a showroom attached to the front, which I had planned on turning into a mini store to be
Mhm.
open, a few days a week. So that was kind of like my third thing. So the truck
Cool.
online and the mini store.
Wow.
So I'm actually counting my lucky stars or whatever they say because if I'm not doing the truck for however long, at
Mhm.
least I might be able to open the store to
Right.
appointments, have one person in there. It's about the same size as my truck, but if I don't have anywhere to go in the truck, at least I have this space that I can fall back on. So,
Amazing. Amazing.
mhm.
Crazy how that's all kind of worked out for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Very good timing actually, because
Yeah. Yeah.
if
Yeah.
I didn't have this space and I just, it was just the truck and online, it would be a little scarier, I guess.
Yeah. Definitely. What would you say are the biggest lessons you've learned being an entrepreneur and starting your own business?
Oh, well, I'd say I am someone who likes to be comfortable and uh, not kind of. I mean, one of the reasons I started this business was I could see myself getting very comfortable. Like I was at that boutique for 5 years. I was getting comfortable. I just, I didn't want to live life in a little, I felt like I was kind of in a box, in a safe box.
Yeah.
And I just knew looking back, if when I'm 50, 60, I didn't want to look back and be like, man, I wish I wasn't so scared of taking risks, putting myself
Yeah.
there and feeling uncomfortable.
Yep.
One actually thing I will share with you, which a lot of people probably don't know, is that I started developing a fear of driving because I hadn't driven in so long.
Wow.
So I'd always been like driving, no problem. It was fine. And then when I was working at the boutique, I basically got rid of everything. So I rented out my condo, I sold my car, I moved in with my sister and her husband. I was basically starting at the beginning.
Yep.
So I was transiting to this minimum wage job, and I don't know what happened. I stopped driving, and then all of a sudden, I noticed the fear was getting bigger in
Right.
me. So I was like, I think, yeah, I could see myself really just becoming smaller and smaller as my life went on.
Mm.
So that's another reason when I had that poof of you need to open a fashion truck, I was like, you know what? I have to.
Yeah.
I have to combat my fear of putting myself out there.
Yep.
I have to get back behind the wheel and of a big truck. Like, I just kind of at that point, I was like, I need to actually start tackling these fears. And if I am fearful of something, then that means I should actually do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah, one of my biggest things in entrepreneurship is, yeah, like if you have a fear or something that you don't want to do because you're scared, it actually is the opposite.
Yeah.
You do the exact opposite, which I am not going to admit I do 100% of the time, but deep down I know that you basically, if it feels comfortable, like do the uncomfortable thing.
Yep. Yep. No, I completely agree. That's definitely something that I have tried to be true to myself in my business as well, is I never want to be too comfortable because it's in those moments that I'm bored and I'm unmotivated and I don't feel, I guess my purpose is there. But when I'm scared to death and I'm doing something that's new and whatever, you just get this adrenaline. And then when it's over, you're like, that was incredible. Like, why was I so scared of that? Right?
Hmm. Yeah, and I feel like I don't know, over time, like feeling that adrenaline when I was 10, like maybe the adrenaline is the exact same, but your mind interprets it differently. And then
Yeah.
you start learning that the adrenaline is a scary feeling and you want to run away from it.
Right.
So
Right.
the more and more you put yourself in a situation where, you know, your adrenaline is pumping,
Yep.
then the more, the more you've taught yourself, well, I've been in a situation like this before. I'm
Yep.
still alive.
Hmm.
And then maybe you do that again and it's a little bit less, or maybe it's the same. And just, the more and more you do it, you can kind of stretch your boundaries a little bit more each time.
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely. No, I completely agree. So, as an entrepreneur, do you have anyone that you go to for advice, or do you have a mentor?
I have a business bestie.
Oh, good.
She owns a fashion truck in Germany. She owns
Wow.
Trucker Porte. Yeah, Daniela and we talk almost every single day through WhatsApp chat, and it's so funny because we joke and we basically run the exact same business, but
Wow.
on different continents. And we
That's
found each other
cool.
on Instagram, and we just followed each other like you follow any other, account that you think's cool.
Yeah.
And we just started chatting, and then it turned into, okay, let's take this conversation out of IG messages and let's go to WhatsApp and, messages, voice messages. We brainstorm together, we share our problems, our triumphs. It's kind of like the best thing in the world to have. I don't even know what my business would look like if I didn't have her. Uh,
Yeah.
like there's been so many things that we've talked about that have actually come to fruition, like this warehouse. I don't even know if I didn't have someone to talk about it and
Yep.
to kind of basically be like, that is so cool and you need to do that. Like you need to make that your goal.
Yep.
Like sitting here in a warehouse, I kind of, when I think of when I had my first thoughts of having a warehouse where I could park my truck, have the stock, have a little office, have a little showroom, like it's almost just like, wow, that would be so amazing. But
Yeah. Yeah.
I know I'm just gonna keep everything here in my second bedroom at home because how do you even do that, right? So yeah, I don't
Definitely.
know. I swear my business would look completely different if I didn't have her to talk to and
Oh,
bounce ideas off of.
that's truly incredible because you run your business on your own.
Hmm.
And when you don't have anyone else to bounce ideas off, it's so true. It's so easy for you to just shut them down, doubt yourself, think you're an imposter, think it's a silly idea, not believe in it. But to have a cheerleader in your court who is doing exactly what you're doing, knows it will work, knows the benefit of it. I think that's so cool. I think that is very admirable for you to have that. I know as a business owner, I definitely feel that being a one-woman show, when you work in a team environment or you have someone to uplift you and listen to your ideas, um, you get to a different place than where you would if you just kind of oh, well, I don't have to do this. I'm just comfortable and but it's so nice that you have that.
Yeah, totally. And you keep each other accountable.
Yes,
Like it's
accountability is
important.
huge. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Definitely. Speaking of accountability, do you have any strategies of keeping motivated or avoiding like burning out?
I think that his my motivation levels, I honestly have not, I don't struggle with them that often. I think that's one of the things that has got me to where I am is
Hmm.
I have so much motivation for some reason.
That's amazing.
Where, yeah, it's like I haven't quite figured out what my drive is. Like I'm here, I want to help people. I want to I really want to just spread more joy and love and fun to everyone. And I mean, I guess that's a huge motivator, right?
Yeah.
Like I love making people happy.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And I think I don't know if I need to prove to myself or to someone else that I am just fine running my business on my own.
Yep.
So I have not, fortunately, knock on, yeah, particle board. Yeah, I mean, yes, I have days where I'm just like,
Yeah.
I have people who are always constantly reminding me because it's not uncommon for me to work 7 days a week.
Hmm.
Especially when the truck is out. It's office, receiving orders, ordering, admin, all that kind of work,
Yep.
Monday to Thursday to Friday, and then I have the truck events on the weekend.
Yep.
So I feel like I've really conditioned myself to working just all the time.
Yep.
And it really, I don't know, working energizes me. But I do need that time off. And I feel burnout here and there.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't frame a sentence.
Yeah.
And when my eyes go cross-eyed, then I know, okay, Megan, I think you might need to take a Sunday off.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
That's good.
yeah.
That's good that you listen to that and you kind of know, when you're not feeling the way that you should be feeling. So if someone wanted to start a business like your own or a business in general, I'm sure there's tons of businesses that are going to come out of this quarantine. What advice would you give to someone who wanted to start a business?
Um, well, I would say don't overthink it too much. I'm really good at just if I have an idea, I'm just like, okay, let's just do, if it feels good, just do it. Like, yes, make sure that, do some number crunching, make sure it's, viable. But honestly, if you have a drive to do something or a passion, if that drive is just like 0.1% greater than any fear, like you just have to do it. And if you have, like, if you're, I don't know, I feel like if your business is meant to work out and you have enough passion, you can figure everything out. Like, you don't have to figure it out beforehand.
Right, right, right.
I think sometimes we just, well, I don't, but I know a lot of people overthink stuff, and then you've almost missed that perfect time to take that leap.
Definitely.
I have people ask me all the time, like, well, what was your, like, how are you going to manage this showroom? Like, honestly, I don't know. Like, I'm actually, no thanks. Like, there's a part of me that's like, you know what? This is almost perfect that I might not have to take my truck out.
Right.
I'm going to focus on how the heck I'm going to have this showroom that's open.
Yeah.
Because, if I have it open on the weekends, and then if I had truck events on the weekends, then I'd have to like quickly hire someone. I just know that it'll always work out.
Right, right.
If it doesn't work out, then maybe you just need to take a different direction, or I don't know. I just have faith that everything that's meant to work out is going to work out. So, yeah, just to jump fast.
Yeah, no, that's really, really good advice to have, because there definitely are a lot of people that don't do things like create a business because they wait for something to either be perfect or them to have the right answer. Um, yeah, like for myself, when I started my business, there was so many things that I didn't have right away until I needed them, until I needed to have that answer, right? And I'm thankful that I didn't wait for those moments, like you mentioned, because you either just wouldn't do them, you wouldn't take the risk, and you just wouldn't know what would happen after that.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so I am going to switch it up a little bit. I have a little bit of a quarantine speed round that I wanted to do with you. So this is basically answering the question of whatever comes to mind first.
All right.
All right. So what is your takeout food of choice?
Sushi.
Sushi. Nice.
Mm.
Um, your Netflix guilty pleasure.
Community.
Oh, Community. Yes. I just actually started rewatching that.
It's a little
Um,
flippy.
what item of clothing have you worn the most?
Jeans.
Really? Oh my goodness.
So surprising. Honestly, I'm a jeans girl. I
Oh
love
my
jeans.
goodness.
They're comfy. I bring comfy jeans.
Yeah, that is incredible. I honestly can't remember the last time I put jeans on.
I'm weird.
Um, what has your actual daily routine look like?
Oh, my daily routine has been, I've been very lucky because I come to the warehouse every single day.
Nice. So you
I'm
have a routine.
I have a routine. Wake up, try to work out for 15 minutes at least 3 days a week.
Yep.
That's my new thing that I've started during quarantine, because I feel like I have an extra 15 minutes to do that without
Nice.
the truck, right? Um, breakfast smoothie, come to work for at least 8 hours, and then go home, make dinner, take the dog out, watch Community, go to sleep,
Nice.
repeat.
Nice. Um, have you done anything out of the ordinary, like create a new project or hobby?
No.
No, nothing. Have you read any books?
No.
No. Do you have any funny stories from FaceTimes or Zoom calls?
Nope.
No, nothing. Where is the first place you want to travel when we're allowed to?
Oh, I want to go to I'd love it to be Hawaii. I've never been to Hawaii.
Yeah, me either.
I feel like everyone's been there, and here we are.
Yeah,
We both have
it's
not
so
been.
close to Vancouver.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think that needs to be a priority, a vacation.
Cool. Yeah, love that. What is one thing that you hope doesn't change or that you want to keep from things in quarantine?
Um, I what I would like to see not change is the increased connection of.
Yeah,
I mean, it's amazing having a business, like just like the local love is just like it just makes me want to just cry. It's so amazing. But I don't know, just people checking in on each other more.
yeah,
Me checking in on my friends and family more
yeah,
than I was before.
yeah,
I think, yeah, I would love to keep that up, and I
yeah,
should make it a priority because, yeah, and also I'm not a huge phone person. I kind of like texting because multitasking, right?
yep,
But yeah, the FaceTime calls. I want to do more of those.
yeah,
Pick
yeah,
up the phone, quick chat, just a little more connection.
yep. It's funny how easy it is, but sometimes you feel this anxiety of it's hard. It's going to take a lot of time. It's going to be annoying for someone. But it's kind of been nice that during this time, I mean, for the most part, people are kind of all looking and feeling the same, that it's kind of just easy to call someone. You know that they're going to be at home, they're going to be,
Mhm.
chilling, they need a good conversation. So, yeah, I think connection for sure is a really, really great thing that I hope continues and flourishes within this.
For sure.
And so the last question would be if you could describe COVID with one word, what would it be?
No.
Or a feeling, maybe.
Oh, this is a tricky one. The only word that comes up
Is what?
contagious.
Contagious.
Yeah.
Yeah,
When you
that's
get that
okay.
word in your head, and you're like, nope, need to come up with a better one.
Yeah, yeah. That's okay. First thing that came up. No worries. So what would you say is one thing that you want to accomplish this year? I mean, your goals might have shifted, but what is something that you still want to make sure happens this year with your business?
Well, I would like to open my storefront.
Hmm.
um, and aside from that, I feel like just manage all the warehouse, and yeah, I feel like I've kind of just incorporated so much. I've made so many changes
Yep.
that yeah, now it's kind of overwhelming to think of anything else.
Hmm.
So I just want to kind of get comfortable,
Yeah.
get comfortable in this a little bit, figure it all out
Yep.
until, yeah, until anything else.
Yeah. Awesome. I love it. And the last question I have for you is what is your favorite thing about being a female?
Oh, mm, I just think we're just, we've got so many talents. I don't know. Um, the hmm, I feel like we can do it all, and you really, I don't know. You really have so many choices in life. Like I'm
Yep.
just thinking of, being a business owner, can be a mom, um, just like the emotional connection we have with each other.
Yep.
Yeah, we're just a strong gender. Um, yeah, I love being a woman.
I love it. Amazing. Yeah. Well, thank you
Well,
so much for sharing all of that. Where can we find you?
you can find me at vancouverfashiontruck.com.
Yep.
my online store. Instagram is the best social platform to find me. It's
Perfect.
at Vancouver Fashion Truck. Facebook, Vancouver Fashion Truck. My warehouse is in Burnaby.
Okay.
So hopefully I'll be posting more about that and the address. And the truck. Well, the truck is just gonna stay parked in the warehouse for a little longer. So
Yeah. Taking a
remain.
vacation.
The truck is hibernating.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I love it. Is there anything else that you feel called to talk about or to share before we finish?
I don't think so. You had some good questions there.
Well, thank you so much for your patience. And I know I know it's hard being put on the spot sometimes, but
Yeah,
thank you for sharing your story. Absolutely love what you're doing, and it's exciting to see where you will continue to go with all of this.
thanks, Lindsay.
You're welcome.